Because that's where you will be. Right? Yeah, okay. Good. We're live. Good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Board of Estimate and Contract meeting. Today is December 3rd. The time is 4:40 p.m. Before we start our BOE meeting, we do have a bid opening for fire safety, property maintenance inspections of multiple dwelling and non-residential properties. I will turn it over to our Deputy Clerk Bonilla so she can read the announcement.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. This is the Board of Estimate and Contract meeting scheduled today at Tuesday, December 3rd, 2024, at 4:30 in the Mayor Conference Room for an opening of an RFP or request for proposals for fire safety and property maintenance inspections of multi-dwelling and non-residential properties and other such business. This was noticed in the Journal News. The bid information was noticed in the Journal News on November 22nd, 2024, and was also on BidNet. And the bid closed yesterday at 1 o'clock.
Do we have any bids?
Yes, we do. We have two. The first one I received electronically on BidNet is Bureau Veritatis. The address is 300 State Street, Suite 201, Rochester, New York, 14614. Second bid is from Labella PC. The address is 180 Promenade Circle, number 150. And that's in Sacramento, California, 95834.
Switched around. Labella is 300 State Street. The address is.
Oh, okay. Oh, the addresses?
Yeah.
The addresses are wrong?
Yeah, Labella is 300 State Street in Rochester. The other group is in.
Okay.
Okay,
You want me to restate it?
so for the record, if you could restate it.
Yeah. The first bid is Bureau Veritas. Their address is 180 Promenade Circle, number 150, Sacramento, California, 95834. And the second bid is from Labella PC, which is 300 State Street, Suite 201 in Rochester, New York, 14614.
Okay. So we will review the bids and I know your department will review the bids and provide a recommendation to the council and to this board. And we will move forward from there. So we look forward to your report out.
Thank you, Mayor. We'll get that to you as soon as we can.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay. If we could do a roll call for the Board of Estimate meeting, okay?
Comptroller Morton,
Yeah.
Council President Gleason.
Here and remote?
Okay, thank you. Mayor Patterson Howard.
Here,
Thank you. We have a quorum.
we can proceed with the agenda.
Okay. Under resolutions approving ordinances, number one, Department of Recreation, an ordinance authorizing the allocation of $100,000 from ARPA funds for the procurement of essential equipment and office supplies for the nutrition program.
So moved?
Second.
One question? Hearing none, roll call.
Comptroller Morton,
Aye.
Council President Gleason,
Aye.
Mayor Patterson Howard.
Aye.
Number two, Office of Emergency Management, and ordinance authorizing a budget line transfer for the Office of Emergency Management to meet operational supply needs.
So moved?
Second.
One question? Hearing none, roll call.
Comptroller Morton,
Aye.
Council President Gleason,
Aye.
Mayor Patterson Howard.
Aye.
Number 3, Office of Emergency Management, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into a contractual agreement with Everbridge, Inc. for the procurement of public communications emergency management systems.
So moved.
Second.
On the question,
Okay, what is this for?
emergency management system, which will allow us to use GIS points, to drop points around the city of Mount Vernon or around specific neighborhoods and send out emergency communications. So there might be an emergency communication around flooding or storm prep or something of that nature. And so right now, the city doesn't necessarily have an emergency warning software that allows us not just to register per people, but to push notifications in cases of emergency. And so this will provide that in a 3-year contract.
Contract starting. What's the start date?
The contract, I mean, we would enter into contract before December 31st. But it would be for 25, 26, 27.
And the payments for that is happening?
Comes out of ARPA.
Yeah, no, it's coming, but
Upfront payments.
software?
Yes.
Okay. Because it said 3 years, so 3 years to me would extend it beyond the December 31st, 26. So that's why I asked. So if it's subscription software, then it can be prepaid. But if it's not, okay, then you got to make sure that that happens with the contract. Okay.
No, that's how it was written. And that's how we received the quote. So,
Okay.
3-year subscription operation and maintenance.
Okay.
Roll call?
Comptroller Morton,
Aye.
Council President Gleason,
Aye.
Mayor Patterson Howard.
Aye.
Moving on. Fire Department, an ordinance authorizing the fire department to purchase personal protective equipment, PPE, and Scott cylinder valve air bottles using ARPA funds.
So moved.
Second.
On the question? Hearing none, roll call?
Comptroller Morton,
Aye.
Council President Gleason,
Aye.
Mayor Patterson Howard.
Aye.
Number 5, Fire Department, an ordinance authorizing the transfer of funds within the fire department budget for the purchase of firefighter emergency equipment using ARPA funds.
So moved.
Second.
On the question? This one, the other one at least said, okay, no, that's fine. Roll call?
Comptroller Morton,
Aye.
Council President Gleason,
Aye.
Mayor Patterson Howard.
Aye.
Number 6, Fire Department, an ordinance authorizing the transfer of funds for the purchase of equipment to clean firefighter personal protective gear using ARPA funds.
So moved.
Second.
On the question? Hearing none, roll call?
Comptroller Morton,
Aye.
Council President Gleason,
Aye.
Mayor Patterson Howard.
Aye.
Number 7, Fire Department, an ordinance authorizing the purchase of commercial washing machines for the fire department using ARPA funds.
So moved.
Second.
On the question?
Okay. You all looked at this as an eligible expense?
So, no, I went back to review the, final rule. It stated that the cleaning equipment tied to the PPEs can be, is considered eligible under the updated final rule that they presented.
Okay.
So currently, we have 4 firehouses. We had 2 machines. The last one machine died because it was on its last leg. The other machine is new, which we received through CREST funding from Senator Bailey's office. And now these three machines would allow us to have a washing machine specifically to clean their turnout gear in each firehouse. Because after they come back in from fires and their uniforms are contaminated, it will allow two uniforms to be cleaned at a time in the fire station. And those uniforms generally have to be, cleaned kind of in that shift or quickly, so that any contamination isn't carried throughout the firehouse and back to the firemen's homes. So these are critical purchases, and we're just glad we're able to get all of this as our ARPA money is winding down to an end, and we have to obligate it now. So thank you.
We need to, just make sure, put on the record, right? Make sure that, all of these eligibility codes are also being conveyed over to the grants team, that they make sure that they are clearly, when y'all start to go reviewing all of this for the reporting and getting prepared for the final reporting that has to happen by the 31st of January, and cleaning up the reports to make sure that all of the eligibility codes are correct. So I suggest that process, if it hasn't started now, that it starts immediately, because that's going to be a tedious process that probably somebody should go over it 3-4 times to make sure that is correct, because there is no correcting any of that once that submit button is hit. Right? And so, for example, with this, it has to be tied to the right, because if they tie this to a public safety building code, eligibility code, and not to the PPE, right, cleaning code, it's going to get rejected. Right?
I know the federal government just updated a bunch of their categories again. So we have to go back through each of our items that we've done throughout the entirety of HARPA and make sure they fall under the correct.
I've been sending all of the notifications that have been happening, because there's session after session that's been happening over the last few weeks about this, to make sure everybody knows. And so I sent it to the grants team, I sent it to the accounting team, I sent it to the chief and the deputy chief, right? So my suggestion is everybody's participating in these to make sure that they know exactly what's happening, because we're not going to be able
Around
to.
this very big table, and we'll order food as we need to, and we will work through it to make sure that everything is done. I mean, like you said, a lot of codes have changed and there have been updates, but everything that we purchased at the time was done through the proper codes and through the proper approvals. And now we just have to make sure, as they continue to update the final rule, that we're making, the adjustments to those reporting, to the reporting needs. Anything else on the question? Okay, roll call.
Comptroller Morton,
Aye.
Council President Gleason,
Aye.
Mayor Patterson Howard.
Aye.
Under settlements, number 8, settling the lawsuit of Stephen Beto, $135,000.
So I have no information on this whatsoever, but I mean, I'll move it, but I have questions.
Second.
On the question?
So on the question, I had specifically asked earlier today that if there were any settlements for them to be forwarded. I did not get any of that information. Therefore, I cannot vote on this. I'm going to just give you a heads up that I'm abstaining. As I had stated several meetings ago, that settlements we'd like to review, and I'd like to be able to have that opportunity to discuss with council. This is an upwards of 135,000. I'm not comfortable in voting on this.
When was this added to the agenda?
Yeah. Johan?
think this was. I have to confirm the date. I thought it was always part of the agenda.
Can you pass me that packet?
Well, a letter from the attorney was sent on the 14th of this month.
November.
Where was it sent?
Well, sent to the law department I mean, outlining what the case is, which you're right, which is typical, but
This is a collision claim.
Correct.
Do we need to hold this
I'm trying to figure out when's the time frame for payment.
payment? So is Mr. Johnson available?
Let me see.
Can you go and confer with Mr. Johnson so we can get background information on this? And then if we can skip this one and come back to it
Mm-hmm.
and complete the rest of the agenda.
Okay. Skip this one for now. You want me to continue number 9?
Mhm.
Okay. Department of Public Works, well, number 9, Department of Public Works, a resolution authorizing partial payment number 8 for sewer system rehabilitation phase 1 to the National Water Main Cleaning Company, $620,705.84.
So moved?
Second.
On the question,
So this is gonna, I guess, being paid out of the
150,
the credit line
yes,
to be paid back and then taken from the loan.
yes.
Cause I'm trying to think about cash flow here. All right.
Just for the public to, emphasize what you were said. Yes, we have talked about cash flow issues. So when you hear these very big numbers, like $620,000, it is being paid out of either our WQIP $10 million grant from the state or our $150 million sewer and storm mitigation funding, where we have a line of credit that goes along with our grant. Okay. So roll call.
Comptroller Morton,
All right.
Council President Gleason,
Aye.
Mayor Patterson Howard.
Aye.
Okay, number 10, Department of Public Works, a resolution authorizing partial payment number 3 for resurfacing of various streets in the city of Mount Vernon to Petrillo Contracting, Inc., $712,038.35.
So
So moved?
Second.
On the question.
Okay, so again, I'm trying to figure out this, we're at the end of the year. So I'm trying to figure out this cash flow thing. And then my understanding is that these CHIP funds are not, we spend this is not being refunded until February to March.
We just authorize it. We gotta pay it to them.
That's what I was trying to find out. When is it due?
We lost
Okay.
Councilwoman Eason, so she's
Back.
coming back in.
Huh?
Council President, hello.
So do we know when, so we got time for this?
You have to pay by February 11th in order to be
For
reimbursed.
the chips, what I'm thinking about with the vendor, when is it? Okay. long as we understand, we may have to hold this one a little bit until, right, okay.
Roll call?
Controller Morton,
Aye.
Council President Gleason,
Aye.
Mayor Patterson Howard.
Aye.
We're going to 11?
Yeah.
Okay, this is the last one. Till then. Department of Public Works, a resolution authorizing partial payment number 2 for purchasing of various streets in the city of Mount Vernon to Petrillo Contracting, Inc., $305,019.12.
So moved.
Second?
I guess sorry, on the question. So I guess the same discussion would
Mhm.
apply to this payment as did the previous one.
Mhm.
And then there's one that won't come before us for Fifth Avenue, which is being taken care of out of the Urban Renewal Agency. So,
Okay.
okay. Roll call?
Controller Morton,
Aye.
Council President Gleason,
Aye.
Mayor Patterson Howard.
Aye.
You want me to go back and reread number 8?
Go back to 8. We have our corp counsel here.
You read it?
Mm-hmm.
This is going back to, settlements, number 8, settling the lawsuit of Stephen Beto, $135,000.
Okay, so then we're gonna make a motion to go into executive session because I can't talk about this in a public meeting.
Okay. So,
So move.
seconded.
Second.
Controller Morton,
Aye.
Council President Gleason,
Aye.
Mayor Patterson Howard.
Aye. Going into executive session at